Tonight on the Black Channel. What happens when you run out of options? What happens when you run out of friends? What happens when you run out of people to run to? Well, of course, you dole back to black folk in a backhanded, insulting way. The Black Channel is live. Unapologetic, unadulterated, and absolutely uncompromising. Greetings, brothers and sisters from around the world, and welcome back to the home, the haven, the stronghold, the everlasting superfortress of intelligent black thought. We are the Black Media. This is the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the voice of Black America, the Black Authority, broadcasting to you live from the only historically black college and university of higher education and learning in the cosmos. You are, of course, welcome to join us. And join us you shall, because on tonight's program here, after last night's program, I think most of us are still a little too mortally rattled to be able to do a whole lot more here. But I did want you all to go ahead and check in with you all here tonight. So the reason why I'm doing this is because there's actually something in particular. Actually, from a few weeks ago. It's from a few weeks ago, and the griot is at it again with Eboni K Williams. But I wanted to go over a couple of different things because I wanted this to be an opportunity here. I wanted this to be an opportunity to learn from it here. Because you see, as time keeps going on, things happen. Things change. And some folks here think they're a little too smart for their own good. And then if things don't go the way they wanted here, folks start to change up. Now, this is actually a video from a few weeks ago. Eboni K Williams, fresh off of her, I don't date bus drivers, I want to date the guy who owns the bus company. Fresh off of that, she put up another video. And the root had talked about this a few weeks ago, and she had posted it. They posted it then, but then she came back a few days ago and has reposted it. So I don't know if she's trying to get her numbers up or whatever. Boy, I'm telling you, there's a lot you can learn from this. There is a lot we can learn. And it's a cautionary tale about what happens when you live life the wrong way and believe your own hype. I want you all to hear some of what she said here. This is the video that she put up. She reposted this. I want you to hear what she had to say. She is pursuing single motherhood by choice, which of course is anything but by choice.
Black women are availing ourselves to all of the options that our hard work and circumstances currently afford us. And that means that single motherhood by choice is going to be an option that more and more black women consider and even exercise. So anybody that's in their feelings about that can go ahead and start to process right now. Because black women that have the privilege to embark upon this expensive and oftentimes lengthy process will increasingly decide to forego marriages and partnerships that do not serve us and that are not in our best interests.
Okay. First of all, let me explain to you all what the problem here is with this narcissistic, I know, narcissism coming from Eboni K Williams. We are shocked. We are all shocked, I imagine. Narcissism coming from her. Whoever would have thunk it? But first of all, this is the height of narcissism. Because first and foremost, who says that you are mother material? If there is no man who has made the determination that you are motherhood material, then that's your first clue and your first sign that you are, in fact, not motherhood material. A female who marries herself, excuse me, ma'am, if there is no man who has determined that you are wife material, then guess what? You are not wife material. You do not get to declare yourself wife material, nor do you get to declare yourself motherhood material. Narcissism is a hell of a drug. There's a reason that you are having to embark on this journey by yourself, because you couldn't even find a nigga crazy enough to hold hands and walk with you. If you all agree with what I'm saying here tonight, give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat room and hit the likes button. It's over 2,400 people in here live in just the first 5 minutes. Maybe we got some Eboni K Williams fans. I don't know. But if you agree with what I just said, that you cannot declare yourself motherhood material, a man has to sign off that you are, in fact, motherhood material. Give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat room and let Ebony know what time it is. By the way, our numbers do far better than hers. I feel like Drake right now. When I think back, I might be mad that I gave this attention. But I do think that there is a cautionary tale in here and something to be learned.
To forego marriages and partnerships that do not serve us and that are not in our best interest. Time's lengthy process will increasingly decide to forego marriages and partnerships that do not serve us and that are not in our best interests.
Okay, so Ebony, what you're telling me is that you really didn't want to be married to old boy? You mean to tell me that back when Zaddy was an option, you actually were not, that marriage didn't serve you? Because we all heard something a little bit different. By the way, there are some folks who are still watching the program right now and haven't hit the likes button. I don't even know why they're here. I'm going to have to start calling some folks out. Maybe they're Eboni K Williams fans. I don't know. But, back when Zaddy was an option, she wasn't talking like this back then. Did you all notice that? Back when Zaddy was still an option, she wasn't talking like this back then. Not back then, she wasn't. Now, just a few scant years later, all of a sudden, the phones have stopped ringing. Even the bus drivers aren't calling. And Eboni K Williams is saying, oh, well, damn it. Let me just go grab some rando genetic material somewhere. Oh, this is sad. This is sad. The woman thinks she's cute. She thinks she's beautiful. She's like, all of this and all I can get. Let me just tell you how much Eboni K Williams, no matter how much you think of your looks, this is all it's going to get you. I wonder why.
And now that bypassing those insufficient relationships does not have to come at the expense of motherhood.
But Miss Williams, you are the insufficient relationship. I'm not being mean. I'm not being derogatory. Ma'am, you are the insufficient relationship. You are literally the only common denominator in all of your relationships. You are. Ladies, let me give you a pro tip. If men only want to have children with you but not marry you, or if they only want to marry you so long as there will be no children, the men are sending you a message. The men are trying to tell you something. If men will only have kids with you so long as they don't have to marry you, or if they're willing to marry you so long as they don't have to have children with you, Miss Williams, wake up call. The men are trying to tell you something. I wouldn't expect a narcissist to be able to hear any of this. I wouldn't expect it at all. But by the way, the men have sent you a very clear, concrete message. Baby, if you having to go pick up a kid like a bushel of bananas at Walmart, the sexual marketplace is telling you something. Not that I would expect you to listen.
In our best interests. And now that bypassing those insufficient relationships does not have to come at the expense of motherhood, well, frankly, it's a whole new world. A world in which black women are no longer subject to the desperation of being chose, because now we get to do the choosing.
You get to do the choosing. Ma'am, you get to choose who? Who exactly is it that you're, quote, choosing? We don't have to worry about getting chose. Ma'am, if you are valuable, you get chose. Some of y'all get chose by randos and weirdos, and you gotta get by how you get by. She's like, I can't even get that. So who's choosing exactly here? Y'all, narcissism is a hell of a drug.
Of being chose, because to the desperation of being chose, because now we get to do the choosing. And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality of a dismally small supply of black sperm. Because most black women on this journey, we want to create children that look like us.
Excuse me? Did she just say that there's a lack of black sperm because we want to make babies that look like us? If this is truly a legitimate priority of yours, Miss Williams, it appears that this is a late onset priority that you just recently discovered. It doesn't seem like this is some long-standing philosophy that you've been holding. This sounds like something you just ran into and just stumbled across recently, because the paperwork came back dirty. We checked your paperwork on the yard. We did a paperwork check on the yard, on the prison yard, and your paperwork came back dirty. So we can't really fool with you like this because the paperwork came back bad. We can't fool with dirty paperwork. So nobody really believes you. Nobody believes you. Somebody flew a kite. Somebody flew a kite. And when we got the kite, we said, hey, the paperwork done. She talking about she looking for black sperm. It looks like she looking for whatever she can get. The paperwork came back dirty. If you're going to be bedwenching and swirling, you just need to be that. Don't come up here telling black men, acting like there's something wrong with us because we're not interested in getting zaddies leftovers and left behinds. Because the bottom line is you looking for a black man who's papered up, stacked up, statused up, and you couldn't get it. So now the root has hired you to be an agent of disinformation and chaos. And I'm just saying everything you're saying is ridiculous. Y'all, Ebony is having an emotional breakdown is what the hell she having. That's where the hell she at.
Of a dismally small supply of to do the choosing. And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality of a dismally small supply of black sperm.
Fellas, if you remember, we talked about this before. Black men are on code. Don't be going to sperm banks. We don't need nobody giving our genetic material. As a matter of fact, for some of you who are stupid enough to do that, you do understand that's a backdoor way of getting child support on you now. Fellas, you do not give out your genetic material anywhere. If that woman is not worth walking down the aisle for, that is your reptile brain telling you this is a trap. So black men, as we reported here before, Roland Martin, who was very concerned about black sperm, by the way. Pause. Roland Martin is very concerned about it. And yet, we made the point here that that's a good thing. Black men don't need to be filling up no damn sperm banks. Black male genetic material should be a luxury. They should be fighting in the streets for it. There should be knife fights over it. Women should be out there having the damn WWE Royal Rumble. Black men need to make ourselves what we are, a valuable, scarce commodity. Not even a commodity, a valuable, scarce luxury. If you want to have one of them beautiful black babies, the only way to get it is if you are the epitome of femininity. And if you are feminine excellence. She's talking about there's a short supply. It's not a short supply. There's plenty of black men out here. We just don't want women like you. There are plenty of black men who are willing to have children. We just don't want to have children with chicks like you. So y'all end up going to the damn sperm bank where Hootie Bill and Pablo Pookie sat up here and left some sperm along with some plasma because he was low on funds that week. Now y'all are sitting up here fighting for Pookie Bill's baby. A bunch of cross-eyed, buck-toothed kids looking like bulldogs in the face. But I guess you got to get in where you fit in. So, ma'am, there is no shortage of black male sperm. There's a shortage of black men settling for deficient females, even to give out rando sperm. That's the point. Pick up a clue. Ladies, pick up a clue. The genetic gene pool is refusing you and rejecting you because you are unworthy. Become worthy and you will fix that problem. Stay like Eboni and understand, not only does it start bad, it starts bad and ends worse.
Because most black women on this journey, we want to create children that look like us and that look like our families. And that means we want black sperm. And as we heard from Reese Brooks,
that means we want black sperm. As you got the dark-skinned black woman with the light-skinned person. Okay. They didn't even do their B-roll footage correctly on this one.
That look like us and that look like our families. And that means we want black sperm. And as we heard from Reese Brooks, it's the definition of slim pickings. And sometimes that means compromising on this aspect of your journey.
Now, honest question here, y'all. Who wants a woman? Who wants to make a mother of a woman who's telling you that for the most serious decision that she will make in her life, that she will compromise? I want y'all to ask, that's a judgment question right there. What man wants to commit his life, his legacy, his genetic legacy to a woman who tells you her idea of motherhood, she's starting out talking about, I'm willing to compromise. How many men are sitting around right now dreaming about hooking up with a female who tells you that when it comes to your genetic material, she's willing to compromise? And how many compromises is she willing to make? Because once you cross that first line, you got to cross the next one. Okay, she's willing to compromise. What compromises is she willing to make? What is she willing to compromise when it comes to motherhood? What's she willing to give up? She's already said she's willing to compromise. Now you got to ask, what's she willing to compromise? Is she willing to make her womb available to a crackhead? Is she willing to make her womb available to a felon? Is she willing to make her womb available to a coon? Exactly what compromises is she willing to make? What are the compromises she's willing to make if you're going to open yourself up to her? Is she willing to open her womb to somebody, a black person who hates black people? Is she willing to open her womb to a fella who likes to sleep with other men? Exactly what compromises is Eboni K Williams willing to make? When you hear she's willing to compromise, a man better listen very carefully to that, because here's what she intends to do. She intends to have the kids first and find a man second. Since she's running out of time and her eggs are cracking and drying, she wants to have the kid first, and she's like, okay, I'll double back, and first I'll have kids in a deficient manner, then I'll double back and go get a deficient male to see if he'll marry me and take me off the market. What man wants to give his genetic legacy to a female who comes in the door saying that she's willing to take deficiency and compromise?
I'm extremely fortunate, and sometimes that means compromising on this aspect of your journey. Now, I am extremely fortunate that I was able to secure 2 vials of black sperm from California Cryobank when I embarked on this part of my journey last fall. But I do know that I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for single black women who think this may be an option, either now or maybe later.
Okay, well, first of all, how can she tell you whether this is an option or not if she hasn't actually seen the process all the way through? I got 2 vials. She's acting like she found the hidden treasure at the Halloween carnival. I've got 2 vials of black sperm from some weirdo bank in California. By the way, what if the sperm came from the damn doctor there? A lot of that happens. So she hasn't even finished the process, and now all of a sudden she's the single mom whisperer? She hasn't even finished the process. How can she tell you if this is a good option for you? She just came back from Kmart with the sperm bottles. And now she's like, let me tell you whether or not this is a good process for you. Ma'am, this is why men do not want to entrust their future in your hands. This is why men don't want to do this. The fellas are like, hey, baby, I'm here strictly for the layup. And I'm not talking about the NBA. I'm here strictly for the layup. There's no man with any sense who's going to entrust his future in your hands. Not at all. The more she talks, the worse it gets.
That I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for California Cryobank when I embarked on this part of my journey last fall. But I do know that I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for single black women who think this may be an option, either now or maybe later. Number 1, please check out Reproductive Village. It's a new black-owned cryobank, and it's designed to help with this shortage of black sperm.
Now, there have been a number of black women who have been collaborating with the white supremacist government to abort black babies now since Roe v. Wade came about. And it's women like Eboni K Williams. It is women like Eboni K Williams who see having a baby as being something as trivial as picking up a pair of shoes from Payless. We've been watching them as they've been aborting black children now, going on 5 decades, by the millions. By the millions, the Eboni K Williams of this world have been doing that. And when they could not abort the black babies, the Eboni K Williams of this world have been trying to exit or divest, if you will, from black men. And if she could have gotten it to work, she would still be there now. If Eboni K Williams could have gotten it to work out with Brad, she would still be there today. She has no affinity and never has had any affinity for black men or black people. And if she could have gotten out, if she could have made a jailbreak, if she could have escaped, if she could have graduated out of blackness, she would have done it. It wasn't for lack of trying. Because she did. She tried. It didn't work. She tried. Well, every time one of these silly ass little women shows up, they're always telling you that they got the hookup for expanding your options. Option number 1, get a rich black man with your badass, funky ass attitude. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Option number 2, damn these black men, go get you a non-black man. Oh, that didn't work out. Option number 3, just get whatever you can get. But it wasn't for lack of trying. Never been from a lack of trying. So she has no affinity for black people. And certainly none for black men. Well, guess what, Ebony? We ain't got none for you neither. Which is why you're running around like some Karen during the Christmas holidays, up and down the damn aisles on Black Friday, pardon the expression, looking for rando sperm. This is pathetic. All these men on planet Earth, and you don't have a one who is willing to extend himself for you. Baby, this is public. I would hate to be your child. This is my mom made a video. This is how I got here. Some of y'all thought y'all had messed up mothers. Yeah. Imagine this being your mom. We don't know who your dad is. It was sperm vial number 796245 at the cryo bank. Imagine that. Talk about a generation of fatherless children. Would you want to have a narcissistic monster like this? And I'm calling Ebony what she is, a narcissistic monster. The only thing in this world she's in love with is herself. We don't need any more people like this spawning. The world doesn't need to reproduce Eboni K Williams. She is a failed, defective product. Eboni K Williams is a defective product. We don't need any more defective people.
Later. Number 1, please check out Reproductive Village. It's a new black-owned cryobank, and it's designed to help with this shortage of black sperm. It's set to open its doors in D.C. later this year, and it will also have drop-off locations in Atlanta and Houston, Texas.
Wait a minute. Did she just say they would have drop-off locations? What the deep fat fried hell? Drop-off load. What is this? Blockbuster video? What is this? Netflix DVD return? Drop-offs? Like this is a FedEx or UPS box. Drop-offs? Do you know how little a man has to think of his genetic material? Do you know how little you have to think of yourself as a male if you would ever even consider this? No woman, women, ladies, y'all been asking good questions. Sometimes y'all are asking good questions. Women need to ask a lot better questions. Y'all need to start asking, by the way, sir, have you ever slept with a non-black woman? Because I want to find out if you hate black women. Have you ever slept with another man? Have you ever dropped off your sperm in a UPS box or a post office box? Have you ever done that? Because a fella who's operating like that with his sperm, baby, look here. You gonna get pregnant, that nigga is gonna vanish like David Copperfield. What are you talking about? He's gonna vanish. As soon as you say, oh, I'm pregnant, all you're gonna hear is a whoosh. Front door just swinging wide open. Hey, Leroy, I'm pregnant. Oh, good. Door just swinging. How could you not? This nigga drops off his sperm at the damn FedEx box on his way to work. Think about that who in the hell gets up to make a special trip to go drop off some sperm somewhere all rando? Who the hell does that? Other than a crackhead? Come on now, let's be real. Who does that other than a crackhead? Who do y'all know? He's on his way to work. Oh, wait a minute, but today, let me go ahead and play with myself so I can fill up this vial. But I ain't got time to take it in, no. I ain't got time to take it all the way to the sperm bank. I'm so glad they have these convenient drop-off locations. Who the hell does that other than, somebody said Nick Cannon. No, Nick do it the old-fashioned way. No, Nick believes in delivering his in person. So, no, Nick said I gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Come on, y'all. Who does that other than a crackhead? Who does that other than some nigga strung out on drugs? Who does that other than some deviant? All the things I told y'all about before. I can see Lil Nas X doing it. I can see Lil Nas X right now. That nigga get up at 5 in the morning. Singing that damn song. Old Town Road. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I can see him doing it. I can't see a normal man doing it. I can't see a normal dude doing it. So this woman said they got drop-off locations
to help with this shortage of black sperm. It's set to open its doors in D.C. later this year, and it will also have drop-off locations in Atlanta and Houston, Texas. And number 2, be proactive. I say go ahead and start looking right now for desirable black sperm. You register with all 4 of the big cryobanks, and this includes California Cryobank, which I used, Seattle Sperm Bank, Fairfax Cryobank, and Zytex. Then you can scan the current options for black sperm. And if you see some sperm that you like, I suggest go ahead and buying at least 2 vials right now.
This is a sick, degenerate, bestial, monstrous female. And the problem is that she has been a bestial, monstrous individual for so long. When a woman treats motherhood like this, when a woman treats motherhood, take a look at how capricious she is. Take a look at that. Look at the look on her face. Does this look like a mother to you? Take a look at the way that she is so dismissive and capricious about this. Does this look like a mother to you? Does that look like the face of a mother? Or does that look like the face of a female who's telling herself that she's getting even with the rest of male society, particularly black men? She's getting even. You take a look at her face. Does that look like a motherly countenance? Look it up. Does that look like a motherly facial expression to you? Take a look at how absolutely diabolical she is. Can you imagine what she's going to do with your child in her hands? Can you imagine what she's going to do with your child in her hands? Y'all thought Gabrielle Union was a demon. You all thought Charlize Theron was a demon. Can you imagine some of the sadistic, sick, twisted Norman Bates stuff that Eboni K Williams will be doing with an infant in the crib? Can you imagine? You look at her face. She is chomping at the bit for someone to torture. You can see it on her face. She's looking for someone to torment. She can't wait to do it. She's like, hurry up and get this child out of me so I can start the massacre. This is why men don't want her.
And Zytex. Then you can scan the current options for black sperm. And if you see some sperm that you like, I suggest go ahead and buying at least 2 vials right now.
If you see some sperm you like, folks, see some sperm you like. She's acting like we're talking about evaluating produce at Whole Foods. How do you inspect sperm? I'm not going to say some of the stuff I'm thinking here, but you only have 5 human senses. So which of the human senses do we use to evaluate if sperm is quote unquote, if this sperm over here is better than that sperm over there? Will some of the ladies in here explain to me exactly how do you evaluate quote unquote good sperm from bad sperm if the man isn't there? You only have 5 human senses. Which senses are you using? Sight? Sound? Touch? I think I'll just stop there. Which senses are you using to determine quote good sperm from bad sperm? Because she said take a look at it and determine your options. How the hell do you do that without the dad there? And here's the other thing. Number 1, how do you prove that this was, I don't give a damn if it's Usain Bolt. How do you prove it was his? How do you prove that the folks at the place ain't lying? How do you prove that? Second of all, even if it is some, quote, desirable black male sperm, that's not the way it works. It doesn't work that way. Just because the kids had a smart dad don't mean the kid ain't gonna come out dumb as a box of hammers. Case in point, if his mother is Eboni K Williams, the IQ ratio just dropped by 20 points. You can have Neil deGrasse Tyson. The kid's a goner in the IQ department if this woman raises them. Sperm is not a finished product, and if you are not good motherhood stock, you cannot finish the process. Because just because a man was smart, that's a testament to his mother and father, not to you. Just because his mother and his father were able to get it to work, that don't mean you gonna be able to do it. All right, give me your son's sperm. I'll replicate what his mother and father did. Well, you don't even have the father in the equation. This isn't narcissism. This is just delusion now. All I need is your son's sperm. Don't worry, the kids will be as smart as your son was, even though they got a mama who's bat crap crazy. Yeah, there's a winner idea.
Then you can scan the current options for black sperm. And if you see some sperm that you like, I suggest go ahead and buying at least 2 vials right now. Even if you do not intend to use them anytime soon, trust me, it's better to have them than to be without them when the time comes.
Do you realize how sick this woman is? Do you realize how, okay, let's take a couple of things. Even if you, it's better to have them, not need, even you don't need to use them. Y'all, where in the hell are you going to keep your vials of sperm? She's acting like she's going through the drive-thru at Popeyes. Someone tell me, where exactly do you keep your 2 vials of sperm that you hold on to for a rainy day? Can someone explain to me, where do you put it? Somebody say it right next to the ice cream. Okay, here's my next question. Because you know, your grandparents told you don't eat other folks cooking. Remember that? Do y'all remember that? Your grandparents told you don't eat other folks cooking. Because, you know, we got folks in our society that like to cook with dogs in the kitchen. You got some folks in our society who like to cook. They cooking with their dog sitting right there by the stove. Now, could you imagine if you think that's okay to do, just think this for a moment. If you went to Red Robin or Olive Garden or Red Lobster and they had a dog walking around in the kitchen and they told you, oh, don't worry, this is just our company's mascot. Some of y'all need to quit playing up in here. Some of y'all talking about, oh, it's them other folk who do that. There's a bunch of y'all right here. Y'all got dogs in the house, dogs by the kitchen, sitting right there by it. He ready to open up the damn refrigerator like Marmaduke. Okay, fellas, you need to ask these females. If you got a chick, you got a female and she owns a dog, you better find out, is that dog indoors or outdoors? If that dog is indoors, she got him right by the damn kitchen. Fellas, while you sitting up here talking about these non-black women, you better ask some of these black ones, by the way, where do you keep your dog? Where do you keep your dog at? Do you have one? Where do you keep one? Where is he at? Is he outdoors or is he indoors? Okay, you thought that was bad? Y'all thought that was bad? Can you imagine being at her house? A nigga go to the refrigerator? You just trying to get some Sunny Delight or a Dr. Pepper? You open up the refrigerator door, you fat, slappy, black and dumb. You look around up there, you searching around on the second shelf. Back here behind the cheese and the collard greens, bammo, there it is. You're like, whoa. What kind of candy is this? I'm just saying, do you think she's gonna warn you? Yeah, right there next to the Jell-O pudding cups. Right there. Hey, to the left, because you can't, right there next to them, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, what? This ain't even, okay, why does this say Jake? Why does this little stuff here say Jake? Who the hell what is Jake? What is Jake? Oh, don't worry about that. Yeah, y'all thought y'all saw some crazy stuff in people's refrigerators before. Y'all thought y'all saw some crazy stuff in people's refrigerators before. Man, you ain't seen nothing yet. Think about that for a few moments. And fellas, you got to start quizzing these women because there's some chicks out here who gonna listen to this. They gonna listen to this and put somebody's genetic material, damn me, right next to the milk. They gonna put it right next to the milk. You got some rando dude's sperm right next to the damn ketchup. Okay. Man, look here. Don't you miss the old days when the worst thing you could find in the refrigerator was some beer? Don't you miss the old days? I do. I do. I miss that. Any of y'all ever had one of those places that let you do the take it home drug test? Any of y'all had one of those places? Them little nurses in them damn places crazy as hell. Have y'all ever had the ones that those places they say, oh, or if you had a medical procedure or something and they told you, here, we're going to give you this little cup and all you got to do is like, they told you can just keep it you can just, put urine in it and you can just put it in the refrigerator. I'm like, what the hell? Who the hell? I got to buy a separate refrigerator? You telling me I gotta buy a separate refrigerator? Cause I'm not putting it in mine, not the one I keep food in. I'm not doing that. And not because I'm scared I'm gonna wake up at 2 in the morning and be drowsy and want something to drink and grab the wrong thing. Like, no. Come on, some of y'all didn't see that. They're like, oh, you can just, don't worry, take this home and then you can just put it in the refrigerator. What? Whose refrigerator are you talking about? This is about to be the most expensive ass test ever. You mean I got to go buy a new Samsung? So I got to go buy a new Samsung refrigerator because you want me to keep this refrigerator? Hell no. I'll wait till the damn girl get back. I'll wait till she get back. I'll sit right here. Don't worry, I'll sit here and play some video games on my phone. I'm not. No, ma'am. What the hell? And I'm talking about they just say it and just keep it pushing. They don't even think about it. Oh, they just say it and keep it going. They looking at you like you the silly one. They looking at you like you the dumb one. You can just put this in the refrigerator and looking at me like, you can put this right next to the ground beef. Ma'am. What? No. So yeah, boy, I'm telling you, don't you miss the old days? I damn sure do. Man, you don't know where folks getting their sperm. You don't know what the hell's sitting in folks' refrigerators now. Hey, it's about to be every man and woman for themselves right now. We just gonna have to eat our own food out of our own refrigerators. You can't sleep over in nobody's damn house. They making voodoo dolls out of people's damn kinfolks. They going to Instagram and making damn me little dead baby dolls out of people's asses. Man, look here. We need a whole damn new society. I'm through with this one.
Right now. Even if you do not intend to use them anytime soon, trust me, it's better to have them than to be without them when the time comes. And listen, if you never need them for whatever reason, what a wonderful gift to give to a friend or a sorority sister in need. And also, most of those banks...
Y'all, okay, I thought last night with the killer cannibal white folk and trading body parts like it's damn me new egg. I thought, y'all, she just said this is the perfect gift. Ladies, show of hands in the chat room. How many of you have been waiting for one of your sorority sisters to give you a couple of vials of sperm? For the ladies who've been waiting on that, give me the hand up emoji. For the women who haven't, give me the prohibited emoji. The red circle with the line through it. To all the ladies, how many of you have been waiting for one of your sisters, your cousins, one of your female co-workers to say, hey, you know, your birthday is coming up. I just got some sperm I've been sitting on at the house here for a little bit. I figured you needed some. Give me the hand up emoji if you've been waiting on that gift. But if you like, what the deep fat fried hell, give me the prohibited emoji. Y'all, this woman has lost her damn mind. She has lost her freaking mind. She is insane. She is mentally and emotionally destroyed. She's a damn lunatic. She was first talking crazy to the men. How many women are sitting around? Well, you know what? I was hoping that you would go ahead and buy me a bracelet or some shoes, but you know what? Thank you very much for your secondhand sperm. Y'all, it's one thing to give one of your girlfriends a hand-me-down purse. She's saying, hey, give your girlfriend some hand-me-down sperm. Literally, if you buy it and you don't want to use it, it makes the perfect gift. Oh, boy, I'm telling you, they need to make that the damn new slogan at Jared's, don't they? Just in time for the holidays. For the one that you love, or don't for that matter. Every gift begins with K's. Boy, I'm telling you. You thought you got some janky gifts before now? I want y'all to think about the worst gift you ever received in your life. Folks, what is the worst gift you ever received in your life? Think it over for a minute. Because I think that this is the worst gift ever. I think it would be better. Y'all, it would be better to get some hand-me-down draws. For the men, I'm talking about tighty whities. If I had a choice, okay, you got messed up life. You got messed up friends. If those are your choices for the holidays, you got some damn messed up friends. Let me tell you, you need a new social circle. Nigga, if your birthday coming up, if the holiday's coming up, and in one box, you got a gift of some hand-me-down draws, and in another box, you got a gift of some hand-me-down sperm, nigga, you need a new social circle. This is not a reproductive issue. You need new friends. Your whole life is in turmoil. Ladies, you know, usually on my other YouTube channel, we talk about Galentine's Day. How many of y'all are looking forward to some hand-me-down sperm from your girlfriend? She's like, hey, baby, next Galentine's Day, let's celebrate with you and the kid. I brought you some sperm. I brought you some sperm. What? Hey, y'all, what's the gift that you get for the woman who has everything? Oh, man. What's the gift? What do you buy the woman who's got everything? What do you buy her? Yeah, boy, what do you get for the woman who's got everything already? You're like, damn, I can't think of nothing to get her. I can't think of anything. I mean, she got shoes and dresses and... Hey, mama, what should I buy old girl? She got everything now. She got that G. Baby, did you get her some sperm? Damn, mama. I didn't think of that. I guarantee she doesn't have that already. That's the one thing I will say for Ebony. Well, she gets points for originality. I promise it's not like you're going to go to her house and, hey, I got you some sperm. She's like, oh, I got some in the refrigerator already. I'm pretty confident that that's not going to be her response. I'm pretty confident. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident that that won't be her response. Oh, I already got some sperm. I already got some. Boy, I'm telling you, Eboni K Williams, baby, the more you talk, the worse it gets. The more you talk, the worse it gets. So, yeah, y'all, boy, I'm telling you, these jokes write they damn selves here. This is not good. This woman is out of her damn mind. She's talking about giving out sperm like you're giving out fruitcake at Christmas. She didn't say sell the sperm, because remember, it costs you money to get the damn sperm. Talk about modern day slavery. You ain't even gonna sell the sperm to one of your girlfriends. You're just gonna give it to her. We just gonna give it to her like a damn extra toothbrush.
It's better to have them than to be without them when the time comes.
Did she just give the damn Boy Scouts motto, be prepared? You're talking about sperm, and she's giving the Boy Scouts motto.
Right now. Even if you do not intend to use them anytime soon, trust me, it's better to have them than to be without them when the time comes. And listen, if you never need them for whatever reason, what a wonderful gift to give to a friend or a sorority sister in need. And also, most of those banks, they allow you to resell the sperm back to the bank itself. Listen, I know that many are going to question.
So the bank has a consignment resale policy? Does sperm suffer depreciation? Does the sperm suffer depreciation? And remember what they said, you can sell it back to the sperm bank. I get that. After you sell it back to the sperm bank, does the sperm bank simply put that sperm back in rotation? So if Bushika gets the sperm and don't use it, and she, quote, sells it back to the sperm bank, like this is Poshmark, if she sells it back to the sperm bank, does the sperm bank then put that sperm back in circulation and just, okay, somebody else want it, now they get it? I want y'all to think that over, because that's the only thing they can actually do with it. So just think about that for a few moments. Okay, when they get the sperm back, so they just going, for the next willing customer? Is that what we doing? Okay, ladies, hurry, step right up for motherhood, the Eboni K Williams way.
Give to a friend or a sorority sister in need. And also, most of those banks, they allow you to resell the sperm back to the bank itself. Listen, I know that many are going to question or even indict the decision that I and many other black women are making.
You think?
They allow you to resell the sperm back to the bank itself. Listen, I know that many are going to question or even indict the decision that I and many other black women are making to become single mothers by choice. But I, like the women you heard from today, go by the creed of no regrets. I have, and many black women have, too much love, too many resources, and too rich of a community not to share these gifts with children of our own, children that will one day by the creed of no regrets. I have, and many black women have, too much love, too many resources, and too rich of a community not to share these gifts with children of our own, children, too many resources, have, and many black women have, too much love, too many resources, and too rich of a community not to share these gifts with children of our own, children that will one day, no doubt, enrich and contribute to the next generation of Black America.
First of all, the only thing that Black America needs right now is to not have you. Now that's the biggest favor that you could do us. If you really want to do us a favor, the biggest favor that Eboni K Williams could do us is don't reproduce. Like a virus, like a cancer. Don't reproduce. That's what you can do for the people. Eboni, I am speaking on behalf of that black community you're referring to. The biggest favor you can do the black community is exit. The biggest favor you can do us is don't reproduce. We don't need any more of you. We got enough crazy, throwed off, emotionally, mentally imbalanced, and quite frankly, we have enough evil, mean-spirited, demonic, narcissistic women already. We don't need any more of your kind. The last thing in the world we need is for you and your kind to reproduce. You are exactly the kind of person that black society doesn't need more of. Another wannabe know-it-all nigress who's full of nothing but vile, vitriol, hatred, hostility, narcissism, and delusion that you could fill up a pickle barrel with. Do us a favor. When you throw away Pookie Ray's sperm, take your ovaries with them. I'll pay for that trip. Take your ovaries with them. However, you all might disagree. Therefore, we're going to go ahead and see about opening up the telephone lines. The number is 646-787-1933. That's 646-787-1933. Your personal access code to the blackest radio program in existence, the only one of its kind on planet Earth today. As always, you are welcome to join us. I want to thank everyone who has contributed to support tonight's program on PayPal, CashApp, Super Chat, Venmo, Cult-Like Personality Project, Leroy, Kemet Azubuike, and everyone else. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate that. We're going to take a very brief commercial, non-commercial break. When we come back, I'll be discussing about this and more. This is The Black Channel.
Are you ready to take the next step in your career or business? With Higher Life Recruiting and Consulting, you can get the help you need to reach your goals. Our experiences span multiple industries, giving us the ability to source top talent across various fields. We specialize in STEM and high-tech industries, but we are equally adept at recruiting and professional services. Our services include career consulting, resume writing, LinkedIn consulting, interviewing, lead generation, sourcing, and talent mapping. Follow us on Instagram at Get Higher With Us.
Having computer problems? Is your PC or Mac running slow? Need help building a gaming PC? Having problems with your Apple or Android device? Call or text Fix Too Fast. We can fix common and uncommon computer software issues remotely, anywhere, nationwide, from the comfort of your home or business. Are you having hardware issues with your PC or Mac? Ship it to us and we will ship it back fixed. Call 1-877-412-9890 or text 513-440-1646 to speak to a technician. Please visit our website at www.fixtoofast.net.
A white supremacist assassin seeks revenge. Corrupt FBI agents with evil intentions. Dangerous black collaborators dedicated to treason. Occam Jeffers must defeat them all and somehow survive. One misstep and he's a dead man. Join Occam Jeffers as he looks the devil in his blue eyes and tells him, Black First. A sequel to the underground hit War of the Heart, Spirit of 1811 Publishing presents God Love Us, on sale at Amazon. Pre-order and save today. Visit spirit of1811publishing.com and show your love.
More Threads, a brand owned by a descendant of Black American freedmen, was created to uniquely address Black American history and contributions that have been intentionally hidden and suppressed. Use their apparel and more to learn and share the Black American history of Black inventions, heroes, towns, Black business districts, and more. Sign up and support not only a Black-owned business, but a movement at www.morethread.co.
Order yours today to experience all the benefits of Ash Kickin' natural body butter. With skin so smooth and soft, you'll thank us for it. Shop Ash Kickin' online. That's ASHKICKIN.com.
Hi, this is Brenda Starr, creator of Poetry with a Purpose and author of the book Pressed But Not Crushed. Pressed But Not Crushed is an anthology of political poems that address current and historical issues in American descendants of slave population and African American population. The book describes slavery and its residuals, Jim Crow segregation, social depredation, and other relevant issues to American descendants of slaves and African Americans, including the current political climate that does not address our issues.
This is The Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. And the telephone lines are now open. The number is 646-787-1933. That's 646-787-1933. Your personal access code to the Black media. And very quickly here, I want to say a special word out here tonight because sometimes this can get lost and sometimes this can get left behind. Let's be very, very clear about something. You got outlets like The Root. You got outlets like TV One. You've got a whole bunch of folks who are putting big money into saying the craziest, screwiest things among black folk. Mark Lamont Hill wouldn't be sitting up here among white folk trying to push that garbage that he did when he said he's agreeing with, well, just because you don't have to be a woman to have a period. But Mark, insanity. Byron Allen. You take a look at what these folks have done. See, they don't do this among white folk. They go over there and act like they got some sense. They come over here among us and they talk absolutely psychotically crazy. These are not your so-called black politicians now. This is not them. This is your so-called black media out there. And take a look at how they come and talk to us. They talk to us like they are insane. They talk to us like they've lost their minds. They talk to us like we are just degenerates and deviants. That's how they come and talk to us. So I would like to send a thank you to everyone here. It's been a minute here and we have a thankless job, of course. But I do want to say a thank you to everyone who has contributed to support our work here. That kind of thing matters. We're up against individuals and entities that are way better funded than we are, and yet we've been punching way above our weight. And I know it's not always easy. Socioeconomically, that's the whole reason I put together the Black Channel, is to deal with that kind of thing. So we got folks like B1 Media is a lifesaver, and Chadwick and others. I want you to understand there that is appreciated because Eboni K Williams, take a look. She says crazy thing after crazy thing, but there's folks out there willing to pay her and give her a microphone and a studio with which to do it. So-called Black News Channel. You got billionaires out there willing to spend millions upon millions of dollars, and this is what they're spreading for us. This is what their millions upon millions of dollars get them for us. Then you got Bowling Ball Martin eating his way through the Essence Festival. And they go around and they get one or two cast-off corporate sponsors to make sure that these folks are paid. I've always taught you that white supremacy believes in investing in its message. They invest in their message. So I wanted to say a thank you to everyone here who's given more than lip service, because it sounds minor. It does sound minor, but I want you to understand at your universities, at your HBCUs, it isn't people like Jason Black who work there and lead the classes there. It's not people like me. It's people like Mark Lamont Hill, people like Michael Eric Dyson, people like Melissa Harris Perry, people like Eboni K Williams. That's who's at these schools, at these universities, teaching your children, teaching your sons, teaching your daughters, telling them what's okay and what isn't. In some cases, threatening to flunk them in the classes if they don't go along with it. So you sitting up here saying, I wish I could find me a smart, cute, educated sister and me and her can get some things going. Dude, you got to sit up here and debrief her and find out, what does she really believe? You might cover all the other bases, but if you miss that Eboni K Williams base, That'll overturn and disrupt everything. So for all the folks who didn't go trick it off at the club, for everybody who has supported what we do here, I just wanted to take a moment to say I appreciate that, because it's things like this. It sounds like what I'm saying is funny. I just want to take a moment to say this. I thank you for your support, because it sounds like what I'm saying is funny, doesn't it? It sounds like it's crazy. It sounds like it's too outlandish to be real. Yeah, it sounds funny until you realize that those are real sperm banks she's talking about. And these are the real policies that she's talking about. You can just go in and pick out some sperm like strawberries at King Super. And she's sitting there saying all of this with a straight face. That's what I want you to understand. She's saying all of this with a straight face. It sounds like Jason is just making this up, or it sounds like it's funny. And when you first hear it, it's like, wow, this is so crazy, and Jason's got jokes about the refrigerators and things. Yeah, it sounds funny until you realize this hoe is dead ass serious. And I said what I meant. It's funny until you realize she's dead ass serious. Hey, here's some free sperm. Give it to your friends. See, they never would have sent a white woman. Recognize racial warfare when you see it. And thank you to everyone on CashApp here tonight supporting the program. PayPal, Venmo, thank you very much for your support as well. They never send white people to do this kind of stuff. They got bootlicks and lackeys that they send to do this. In the super chat, thank you very much for your support. They don't send white folk to do this. They send somebody look kind of like you, talking bat crap crazy. You want to talk about the objectification of black men? No, let's put the bull crap to the side for a minute. You want to talk about objectifying black men's bodies? It doesn't get more objectifying than to say, go grab some of his sperm. All you need is that, and you can reproduce him. That's dehumanizing. That all I need is your sperm, and I got another you. That's dehumanizing. For folks who say that if you sit up here and show them shaking their asses, that's dehumanizing. No, this is dehumanizing. That over there is entertainment. There's nothing entertaining about this. This is not entertaining. As black men, we have been objectified. Now you got Eboni K Williams saying, pouring on. That black men can be reduced to our sperm. That you want this man's genetic legacy separate and apart from him. Another good word for that would be rape. This idea that you can reduce black men down to their sexuality. You can reduce black men down to just their sperm and just their genetic material. When you talk about reducing black men down to their genitalia, that's exactly what Eboni K Williams is advocating right here, right now. That black men we'll just reduce them down to their genitalia. That the children don't need their black father in the home. The only thing that this woman wants to do here is create yet another bastion of bastardism. But this idea that you can reduce, that black men are inconsequential. As long as you've got their genetic material, that's all you need. They don't have any other contribution that is essential, mandatory, indispensable. Just their genetic material. That's all you need. You cannot allow people to reduce us to that subhuman standard. This idea that as long as you got his DNA and chromosomes, you've already hit the jackpot, you're done. No, you're not. No, you're not. You haven't even started. And it is bestial and barbaric to even suggest that such a thing could happen. That you can just go grab random sperm and that will be you contributing to black society because you couldn't get a man who was stupid enough, crazy enough, down and out enough, and desperate enough to have kids with you, Eboni. Because we all know what you really wanted. And the only reason that you're talking crazy now is because your preferred options didn't prefer you. Not because you didn't want it, but they didn't prefer you. And now here you've turned around and she isn't going to white men. Eboni isn't going to white men sitting on a white platform telling white men all we need is your genetic material. She ain't talking like that to them. She's got far more esteem for white men. She can't reduce them down and diminish them down to their genetic material, and that's it. She is not talking like that to them. She's over here talking like that to us. Brothers, you better do your due diligence and ask the right questions. They're putting money behind this. They're putting money behind confusion. They're putting money behind anarchy. They're putting money behind distortion. You better remember that. We're going to go ahead and get to the telephone lines here now. The number is 646-787-1933. That's 646-787-1933. Let's get caller from area code 618. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Boaz Temple from East St. Louis.
Okay, if you are on speakerphone or on Bluetooth or something, you need to take it off. It sounds like you're staying about 10 feet back from your phone. I'll give you 5 seconds to go ahead and get that sorted out, and then we're going to see about moving on here.
I apologize. I had you on the Bluetooth. This is Boaz from East St. Louis, Illinois.
All right, Boaz from East St. Louis. What's on your mind?
I mean, man, you are point on, man, and I definitely, respect your show. I always watch it. But yes, I'm kind of seeing this same behavior out of a lot of women, especially women in the workforce, women who hold, high positions in jobs, supervisor positions, things like that, because I've had aunts who spoke just like this. And one thing I noticed that their marriages have never lasted more than 5 years.
Yeah, because you don't value the men. You have to understand, narcissists can't work well with other people. They can't get along with them. They can't work well. It isn't going to happen. So narcissists are always going to be self-destructing. Having a kid, anybody can do that. Having a child doesn't make you a mother. There's where Eboni K Williams is messed up, along with every other part of her life. Having a child does not make you a mother. Any more than owning a car makes you a race car driver. Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Ebony's already messed up. Already messed up. Caller from area code 323. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, good evening, Big Brother Jason. Big Brother Elijah calling out of Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, I don't know why everybody's mumbling into their phones or covered up or whatever, and you got me feeding back on you here, Elijah, so get yourself straightened out. What's on your mind?
Big Brother, you can't hear me?
Yeah, what's on your mind, sir? You're holding us up.
All right. I have one question only, brother. Years ago, and you're older than me, years ago, the talk from a lot of black women was for them to find a husband, be a kept housewife. Then when the 60s came, they was talking about fighting segregation and fighting a white supremacist regime. When did all of a sudden did we start hearing all these nonsense coming from our sisters? When did that talk started happening, Big Brother?
Well, I mean, once they started co-opting certain ones, bell hooks and others, once they started co-opting them, and then the universities. So once you get to the civil rights era, white society started taking a special interest in setting up curricula, in setting up media, curricula that targeted us as black people, curricula and media that targeted us specifically as black people. Because you remember, in the beginning when they talk about how to sell to the Negro, well, you're basically just talking about Johnson Publications. After we get past the 60s, however, now you've got all these television shows, Norman Lear and these white men at these television networks, all of a sudden making programming specifically for about 10-12% of the population. We were only, because our population was smaller back then, but 9 to 10% of the population. Now, why in the world would you start doing that? They're only 9% of the population, and yet you have a rash of television shows focused specifically on us, and all that starts after the 60s. All of that. Now, how is that? That's an agenda. Why does it need to be an agenda? Well, black folk watch television too. Well, but they don't have, at that time, 9% of the country is white. They don't have nearly the buying power or relevance of white people. So why are we worried about 9-10% of the population? Because we need to control their behavior when they get out from in front of this television. So if we start, television began being used as a dialogue. It began being used as a place where they communicated directly to us. And what parents today are figuring out is that television, they should have figured out decades ago, but television and now internet is used as a means to circumvent the parents, to circumvent the heads of the household. So now they're communicating with they're communicating with your children. They're communicating with your daughters and your sons, and they're circumventing you. So they can just go talk directly to them and go right around you. So this is why you've seen it degenerate the way that it has. So in society in general, black men of the civil rights generation, as I've taught y'all, they were interested in interracial sexual access, and black women, a good number of them started chasing interracial sisterhood. White women saw how they could use that to their benefit to destabilize white men, and then they kicked their black flunkies off the ship. The only difference that they made, however, was now they acknowledged your existence, and they called that equality. Now we acknowledge your existence. So that kind of thing is where it started. It starts there, and then by the time you get to the 80s, you got this major push to talk to black women specifically as a separate entity. Once again, a minority of the population, but there's this focus to talk specifically to black women. Yeah, this is an investment in maintaining the status quo. Not because they love black women. This is a tax. I've told y'all about this over a decade ago. They consider this to be a tax that they pay to maintain the status quo. Talk to black folks, somebody who looks like them, divert them off in another direction. Now, it'll take on a life of its own because we're only going to pay one of them. Just one, Oprah. But this is going to have everybody else. It's going to be like the NBA. Because you only have, 100 or so athletes who are in the NBA, and yet you've got millions of black males who at least at one point in their life are preoccupied with chasing that. You've only got a few hundred viable rappers, and yet you've got millions of black males who are either trying to get into sports or trying to get into rapping. So that is an outrageously oversized influence that you have. And as long as they're chasing a basketball, what are they not doing? As long as they're chasing a record contract, what are they not doing? As long as they're doing that, they're not fighting white supremacy. Well, as long as the females, we got something for them too. As long as they are off trying to get in touch with their inner slut or outer one, you send them these dueling messages. Tell the black men that they need to stop objectifying you. Got it. Now turn on Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. I love their music. Bump it. So you see, you got that dichotomy going on there. And what they do is they keep talking about black men, but guess who they're not talking about? Who's doing all this stuff? So this is engineered. This is not natural selection. This is unnatural selection. This is not incidental. This is engineered. And they are investing huge sums of money into it. Huge sums of money. To be totally honest with you, in many ways, it is government subsidized. Jason, what do you mean government subsidized? Because your telecommunication companies own your TV and cable networks. And remember, they get subsidies from the federal government.
Yes, sir.
Think about that for a few moments. So, yeah, they'll take that money, invest it in a show like Insecure or whatever. White folk get Game of Thrones. Black folk get Insecure.
Wow.
Thank you very much for giving us a call. Let me get caller from area code 626. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, what's going on, Jason Black? I'm audible.
Okay, you got a lot of background noise going on there. So if you're driving or something, you have folks, I need y'all to take your phones off of Bluetooth or whatever y'all are doing. Okay, what is your name? Where are you calling from?
I just want to say, just if you're FBA, SYSBM, that's really all I got to say.
Okay. Folks, pay attention. Caller from area code 646. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
B1, Jason. This is Onan from Queens.
Onan from Queens. What's on your mind?
Yes, sir. So this topic tonight, I think, is almost reminiscent of the auction block, where they would find the biggest and strongest slaves and then auction them off. And I think it ties into this push by Eboni K Williams to get black men to donate their sperm, as a way to take the genetics of the black man, right, but segregating his influence upon those said genetics to whoever gets possession of them. Right? And I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
Well, yeah, like I say, I mean, you got to understand, I've said this for years and years and years now. Black feminism is white supremacy. Black feminism is white supremacy.
Right.
The black feminist is the white supremacist handmaiden. Always has been. Bushika and the slave master are almost one and the same. Practically one and the same.
Right.
So feminism is a delusional, broken, destroyed black females' attempt at practicing white supremacy. They created black feminism. Okay, we'll set you aside here where you've got some semi-camaraderie with us. Every time you find a black feminist, you find a zaddy. Now, that shouldn't be surprising. Every time you find a so-called black feminist, there's a zaddy not very far away. Every time you look up, Oprah Winfrey, we can go down the damn list. If she calls herself a black feminist, there's a zaddy in there somewhere. There's some gutter sex in there somewhere. There's some gutter sex. Now, the whole reason why I call tonight's program The Path of the Broken Bedwench is when the gutter sex eventually fails, because it must. When the gutter sex eventually fails, because it must, then you're going to see them do some pseudo hard pivot back to black folk again. All of a sudden, it's the black fist, and all of a sudden, they so pro-black. This is what happens when they fail. Whether you're talking about biracials or black feminists or coons, when they fail over there, then they come scrambling for support from the very people that they've been betraying and backstabbing the whole time, because there's nowhere else to go. I thought that Brother Elijah was going to talk about this, but here's the real thing about this. If you were going to be able to divest, y'all have done it. Because we've been here for the longest time. Girl, go get you a white man. The brothers were like, yeah, go get one. I'm going to go get me a white man. None of us, remember we said this? I said this over a decade ago. I said, Halle Berry, baby, go run with the wind. Ride like the wind, like Christopher Cross. Baby, we ain't fighting for you. We are not fighting for you. You want to go zaddy it up? Maybe Stack them deep, sell them cheap, knock yourself out. You and anybody else who wants to go with you. We ain't fighting to hold on to none of y'all. Show me the black men who've been out there. Damn, we lost Halle Berry. Nobody's saying that, and haven't said it since she showed up. So what I've been saying this whole time is the great interracial experiment, the great interracial adventure that was going to develop. Oh, you get you a white man. They all out there available. And it's what this shows you that they're sitting there talking about. There's a shortage of black male sperm. Oh, what you mean is the great zaddy adventure has failed. Just like we said it would. And you can't blame us. There's plenty of white male sperm out there, ain't there? So you can't blame us if you ain't getting what you want. The doors are wide open. You can't blame us for anything. And yet, somehow we're still going to get blamed, I assure you.
Right. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's like Kevin Spacey said in House of Cards. You know, everything is about sex except sex. Sex is about power. You know, and this illustrates that point to a T, I believe, because it just gets to what exactly white supremacy wants, and it's to segregate black men and black women. You know, and they're trying to use us to do it ourselves, right? They're trying to use us as willing participants in our own destruction. And I thank you and Professor Black Truth for keeping a light and being that North Star that we can follow. And with that, I'll land my plane. D1.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. And by the way, it wasn't Kevin's. I mean, he's quoting Kevin. He's quoting the character from House of Cards is what he's quoting there. He's quoting the character. However, I believe that was Oscar Wilde actually who said that. So if y'all want to know, it wasn't Kevin Spacey. He was quoting Oscar Wilde. So for those of you who want to know, everything in life is about sex except sex. Sex is about power. Caller from area code 909. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, my name's Jasmine. I'm calling from Los Angeles.
All right, Jasmine from Los Angeles. And what is on your mind?
This is an excellent broadcast, and it really just takes me back to, I remember the show when I was in college being Mary Jane, and it started that push of, going to a sperm bank. You have this high-powered woman, wanting to get married, but she was unsuccessful in all these relationships. And I felt like really started a trend within at least my generation and us women in our mid-30s, saying like, okay, you can do this on your own. And I have a lot of friends who are like, I can do this on my own. And I'm like, these kids are failing. And I'm like, you are not equipped to be able to, give these children what they need to be able to thrive in this hostile society. And it's absolutely ridiculous, Yeah,
I mean, they became very, very good. You're dealing with master manipulators of psychology. Dr. John Henry Clark called that the evil genius of Europe. These are master manipulators. You got to understand, we've always dealt with the human mind in a holistic, spiritual way, a balanced way. But when you come to this other society, you got guys like Nietzsche. You got guys like Freud. You got guys like Jung. And these are men that I've quoted. They dedicated their lives to, they dedicated their lives to understanding the human mind and the human psyche, as it were. Because these terms came into existence because of these men. Terms like psyche and our application of it today. But in reality, yeah, you understand it, but the only reason you would work so hard to understand something is so you can manipulate it. That's the only reason. So when they are focusing their energies in that way to understanding what you do, why you do it, how you do it, what motivates you, then they start looking into other things. Now they start seeing where your Achilles heels are. They start seeing where your weaknesses are. And the female weakness is vanity. Women as a group are particularly susceptible to vanity. So if you play upon her, well, the strategy is if you play upon her vanity, that's how you separate her from men, because women tend to have an innate sense of vanity about them. Now, on the other side of the equation, men tend to be avaricious. Now, there's the Achilles tendon for men. Men tend to be interested in acquiring power. And the concrete representation of power in this society is money. So men tend to be particularly susceptible to that. That's the reason why if a fella can't get money legally, he doesn't do like the women. The women will go beg or whatever. The men don't do that. And if you can't get it legally, we switch to illegal with the quickness. With the quickness. So if somebody can maneuver you into these concentrated enclaves of poverty, then we can take advantage of that. We can take advantage of that. So they use, take a look at, I want you to understand the strategies these folks use. They're well thought out over time to maneuver you into a position where they take advantage of your Achilles heels. They take advantage of your weaknesses that you don't even really know you have.
Yeah.
Now that's diabolical when somebody takes advantage of a weakness you didn't even know you had. You thought you were balanced. Most women would say, I don't have any vanity in me. What do you mean vanity? I don't have any vanity. Take a look at my clothes. I don't shop at expensive stores. I don't do that. But if it's not true, then why is it that most women end up in bed with men? Because they got complimented. She doesn't even investigate whether or not the compliment has any standing in reality. She'll be a size 22 wearing a bed sheet, and yet a compliment will make her start blushing and giggling and all this old stuff. Why is that?
Yeah.
If it's not true, then why does that work? And it works because it is true. On the flip side, if you want to motivate men, start throwing dollars. It motivates us in a way it doesn't motivate women. It doesn't. If you throw enough money at men, people will start dying. Let me say it again. If you throw enough dollars at men, bodies are going to start hitting the floor. What I mean is that if you pay men enough money, you can have an army of mercenaries. Now, you could never do that with women. You could never do that with women. No matter how much money you throw around, women wouldn't really do that. You're not going to have an army of mercenaries. Not an army of them. But with men, you throw enough money around, you got an army of killers. Now, I don't know how much money that would need to be, but I do know if you throw enough of it around, I mean, why do you think you got Blackwater? And Blackwater is just one military contractor. They're just one. They're the most famous, they're the most infamous. Blackwater is just one. Hell, and that's just the American one. You've got all kinds of paramilitary corporations across the world. All kind. So understand, I'm showing you all that. For somebody say you beating up on the women. Women are susceptible to vanity. Men are susceptible to avarice. That's why, for example, I'm going to let you finish here in a moment. I wanted to take this moment here to put these pieces together for you all. Understand something. The most dangerous place in the world to be, and as a woman, you understand this, but everybody else who understands this, of the men, you understand the most dangerous place in the world for you to be is between a powerless man with a gun and $1. You think that over for just a few moments. The most dangerous place on this planet for you to be is between a powerless man with a rifle and $1. If you got a powerless man with a gun in his hand and there's $1 on the other side of the room and you are standing between him and that dollar, as I said, body's about to start hitting the floor. People are about to start dying. Whether you are a physical threat to him or not, you're a threat to him and that dollar. Things are about to get evil. Well, guess what? Females' vanity can be played on to the same hideous extent. And this is where we're at today.
It's sad. So sad.
Well, as a black woman, your job is to do something about that. What do you do about that? As a black woman, your job is to speak. On your social media, on your Twitter, you have no excuse for it. We need to have y'all pushing back. It's very, very important that other women start this conversation among themselves to say, this is not us. This is not us.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing you could be doing. And too many women, the silence from the females is complicity. Because Eboni K Williams has absolutely no problem looking like the biggest boo-boo the fool you ever met, saying this garbage. But the females are holding the sisterhood, and in the process, now she's letting you know, by the way, she doesn't have any prospects, and it's her mission in life to make sure you don't either. So all of y'all gonna be lined up at the damn sperm bank like it's the food bank or the food stamps office. Because, well, sisterhood. I'll let you have the last word.
No, thank you, Jason. You know, that's the goal, is to keep trying to push back. But these women, they don't want to hear it, you know, including my own circle. But I'm going to keep standing on it, you know, that we need to do better. And this is absolutely ridiculous. So thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Let me get caller from area code 909. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Alice from California.
Okay, Alice, from where at in California?
Pomona.
All right, Alice from Pomona, and what is on your mind?
I was commenting to the comment section. I wasn't commenting to you.
Yes, ma'am. You were in the comment section where you told you needed to call in.
Yeah, and I'm calling in.
Okay,
Mr. Black.
Then let's not play dumb. You already know why you were told to call in, so stand by your words.
Why was I told to call in?
What is your name in the chat room while you're lying? Because you know why you were told to call in.
Always and forever.
Uh-huh. And
$8.
Uh-huh. And what did you say? She trying to act dumb. Now I'm playing dumb. I don't know why I was told to call in. You know what you typed in there. So why don't you stop being a coward and just stand by your words?
I ain't being no fucking coward. Men will be men, like I said, and they all the same.
There you go, you big fat mammy. We finally got there with it. See, that wasn't so hard. Take the corn dog out your mouth and then everything comes together there. See? So that wasn't so difficult now, was it?
Hey, you're not going to offend me.
I am certain. I am certain that you and your body odor are beyond offense. Now, why do you hate black men, other than the obvious?
I hate all men. How's that?
Okay, why do you hate all men?
Because they're too fucking slow.
What did men ever do to you? Them being slow is not doing something to you.
What did they do to me?
Yes, what did men
do to you?
They
don't know how to take the lead. They don't know how to take the lead, and they pretend to be done themselves, worse than women.
Okay, why would a man want to lead you?
He wouldn't. Because I'm not that slow.
But why would a man want to lead you? Why would he want to protect or provide for you? Why you're saying they don't lead? Why? No, they lead. They just don't want to lead you. Why would a man want to lead you?
That is true.
Why?
That is true.
Why would a man
want
to lead you?
And I'm going to speak what I have to say.
Okay, well, how well has that worked out for you here? You're overweight, you're a senior citizen, you're by yourself.
I'm fine by myself because I'm too old for making babies and all that other bullshit anyway.
You missed your plane on you missed your train on that one right there. Do you think that a good diet and a CPAP machine could have fixed that?
I have 2 children that are well adjusted.
From the sperm bank, adoption bank, or kidnapping?
1 divorced and 1 widow.
Okay, 1 divorced and 1 with you. There was some man who married you?
Ha 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 ha.
I'm serious.
It must have been good panani, huh?
No, and he must have been fresh off the pipe. It was more like that.
That too. That too.
Yeah, because that's the only way he could have made it down the aisle. Drunk in one hand, heroin in the other, and it's just like he didn't even know what he was signing. I think they need to go back and check the records on that.
Okay.
Have you written a
Whatever
letter?
You say.
Have you written a letter to your father so you can, flesh out all these
What for?
issues?
He wasn't there.
So you mean your mom ran your dad off?
I wrote a letter to my mom.
Okay, with pen and paper.
You're right.
With pen and paper or Ouija board.
My dad wasn't there.
Okay. You okay? Well,
My dad was not there.
Why do you think your mom wasn't there?
My phone about to die. So,
well,
you want me to call back?
No, I want you to tell us why your dad your dad wasn't there.
There's 11 of us, multiple dads, and I'm number 7.
So you have 10 siblings.
Yes, I do. Yes, I did have 10.
And it's your dad you're upset with, not your mom, but your dad.
I said multiple dads.
Yeah, I'm talking about your father. So you ain't mad as hell at your mama, who was sitting up here blowing out the children like bubble gum. You're upset with the men.
Hey, it was a time when it was a time.
It was what the hell does that mean? It was a time. It was a time. What the hell is that?
Hey, shit happens.
Okay.
We all look for love in the wrong places.
Now she just said that
we all look for.
She just said that S happens. Now we're talking about you and your siblings, and you just said, well, S happens. So y'all happen. So y'all are the, ma'am, y'all are the S that happened?
Yeah. Yep. And we all fucked up.
California.
I'm from Virginia, okay? I was born and raised in Virginia.
What are you doing in California?
I like the weather.
Well, very clearly, Virginia didn't want you. She went as far west as she could without ending up in the ocean.
No, I didn't want to marry one of my siblings.
Ma'am, I'm pretty sure you already did, but thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Yes, there's 10 of us. Yes, she needs to be in California. She needs to be in California. That's where the hell she needs to be. She needs to be in California. She needs to be on a couch, under a couch. That's what she needs to be. Caller from area code 941. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, Big Deacon Weezo and Mr. Black, how you doing? Happy Sunday to you, man. Oh, man. Can I address the lady that just called, Mr.? Is that okay?
Sure.
Oh, yes, man. See, Mr. Black and the lady that just called, this is the problem. A lot of these females out here, especially in our community, you got that wig on your head, you at the Walmart, you wearing exercise gear, but you ain't ride a treadmill since Action Jackson came out. You need to put a Ku Klux Klan mask on your vagina because you done killed all the kids. Man, we got to tighten up in our community. Y'all sit here and let that Roland Martin and these Umar Johnsons hype you up, they gas you up. Tell Umar to stay out of our business. If he ain't opening up a school yet, he don't need to talk about no relationship. We sick of the hood looking like this. We tired of seeing miserable black women that have failed in life put past this toxic down to their daughters. Your son homosexual, he's sweet as sugar. You got all this stuff out here in these bad communities. You're Democrat, you smoke them good cigarettes, you drink a 6-pack of beer, you eat crabs. We tired of that. So we do need change in the community. But it seems like a lot of the women are working for this so-called white supremacy. You women work in these courthouses. Y'all put all kind of charges and make sure that we pay all this child support, but you don't look out for the black man. Y'all date the Pookies and Ray Rays and then blame all us. You overlook the man that got the hard-working job, that feet stank with them athlete feet that work hard. But then you choose these thugs and all that, and when you get A's and things go wrong, that's all our fault. See, man, it's time for that. And you black pastors, Y'all need to get on your job too. How can we as black men go to a white person and ask for reparations or anything when the black woman out of her mind? Y'all sloppy out here. Y'all ain't cooking. You're not loving your children the way you should be. But y'all out here dancing. You got your baby daddy at the crib. Man, we need better, Mr. Black. And it's the big deacon, man, because I'm tired of this, man.
Well, I'm tired of it right along with you. Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Yeah, the ladies are avoiding the fellas whose feet stink because they've been working hard. I certainly endorse hardworking. I certainly endorse that. So forgive me. I'm not quite the advocate of ladies, go get you a fellow whose feet smell funny. I don't know if I'm going to advocate for that one just yet. I'm on the fence on that one, brother. I'm on the fence. I understand you're opening up our options. I get it. I'm a little on the fence on that one. So stick a pin in it. We'll come back to it. Let me get caller from area code 424. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Ash, and I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Oh, Ash from California with Alice. And what is on your mind, Ash?
I just want to say that it's unfair to call Eboni K Williams a bedwench. Like, that's pretty extreme.
Where's the lie?
The lie? How is she a bedwench? Like, I don't feel like she has malice towards the black community. I feel like she wants the best for us.
Did you hear everything that I played of her saying tonight? Did you hear that?
What's wrong with tough love? Like, it's okay for Kevin Samuels. Like, didn't he spew like tough love against black women? Like, what's the difference?
Ma'am, I am not Kevin Samuels, and neither is Eboni K Williams. So
did I say that you were? I'm just comparing the two.
Second time, ma'am. I'm not Kevin Samuels, and neither is Eboni K Williams, so that's really irrelevant. Do you have an actual point?
The point is, it was extreme and typical black men to degrade a black woman. What I expected. That's the point.
Where's the lie that's been told? Because you're real
calling
triggered.
a black woman out her name. What if she called you Pookie or Ray Ray?
Ma'am.
Pookie or Ray Ray. What if she called you a thug?
She's not
then
being.
You will cry that
she's not being called out of her name.
Woman. It's so easy to punch down on a black woman, right? You're supposed to be uplifting us.
Ma'am, I am uplifting black women. I'm separating the trash from the treasure, ma'am.
Don't disgrace the race.
Ma'am, I'm separating separating the trash from the treasure. That is uplifting black women. I'm separating the trash from the good. Or are you trying to tell us that all black? Are you trying to tell us, ma'am? Are you trying to tell us that all black women are? Ma'am, are you okay, ma'am? We're not going to talk over the host. Are you trying to tell everyone that all black women have the same value?
I'm letting you speak. There's no need to be
ma'am,
hostile.
are you saying that all black? Are you saying that all black women have the same value?
Oh, I do believe that we all are valuable, black women, black men.
Okay, so you don't. So you don't think that there are some worthless people out there?
I feel like they could be rehabilitated.
Okay, no, that's not what you were asked. That's not what you were asked, ma'am. That isn't what you were asked. You were asked, do you believe that there are people who are just worthless and are irredeemable?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone does not have the same value. So I'm not calling people out of their name if I am accurately representing the value that they have established of themselves.
So you feel like she degrades herself or she carries herself in a way that's disgraceful?
She literally sat here and said, black women, if you want to have children, go to a sperm bank, get some rando sperm, give some sperm to your kids to a friend for the holidays with a Hallmark card. You don't consider that to be the craziest stuff you ever heard?
If that's like her choice, that's the
okay, let me try this again. There's a lot of other, if she sat here and said, let's go eat dirt, you'd be saying, well, that's her choice. That doesn't negate the fact that, is that not a crazy thing for her to say?
Let's not pretend
is that not a crazy thing, ma'am? Is that not a crazy, ma'am? Is there not a crazy thing to say? Is that not a crazy thing to say, ma'am? Apparently, that's not the case, ma'am. Is that not a crazy? Is that not a crazy thing for Eboni to say, ma'am? We're not going to talk over the host, ma'am. Is that not a crazy thing to say?
Are you a buck?
Ma'am, is that not a crazy thing for her to say? Yes or no? Really? Did she just hang up the phone, I think? I think she did. Where do you think she's from? No. I don't want to disparage things. Where do you think she's from? I don't know. Where do you think? Come out wherever you are. Sally Struthers is calling you. Hello, this is Jason Black with Feed the Children. Don't be scared now. I have green cards. You want this citizenship, don't you? Really? All right. Her Motorola flip phone is not working. Call America 773. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is the Unstoppable Juggernaut from Chicago.
All right, brother. What's on your mind?
Hey, when I first heard this name from Eboni, I heard it like 2 days ago. It just came on one day, after I was watching the video. I thought it was literally a joke. And I was driving, and I was just laughed at it like, this is a joke, right? But then your show today, or your broadcast today, displaying that this woman is serious. And,
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, like I say, it's so outrageous that you laugh at it. But on the other hand, this is no laughing matter when you realize she's been given a microphone, even if a few people are listening to it. But first of all, if she does follow through with her threat to get pregnant, if Eboni K Williams does follow through with her violent threat to start reproducing, just remember, man, if you got kids, your son, your daughter could very well run into hers. That's the problem with Bushika and the bastard babies today. Your kids got to walk, you got to walk the streets with their kids, and their kids got to walk the streets with yours. And this is the woman who's raising those children. Your kids are going to be in school with them, so it affects you. And there are a bunch of females like her, whether they go to the sperm bank or not. Whether they go or not.
Right.
That attitude that she's got of dehumanizing us, that's a real thing.
And also, there's another thing. I'm in Chicago, and they had that Pride Parade a couple of weeks ago. And I saw so many, I work in transportation, I saw so many black women, single mothers,
taking their children to the Pride Parade. And I was like, how could that happen? Something went wrong somewhere because these kids are seeing these grown men in diapers and
I'll explain to you what it is, though. This is another thing that black folk got to deal with here. Black folk have to understand that there's a whole bunch of females out there who they are expressing the fact that folks been touching on them and that their mothers have allowed that to happen. So they express it in one of two ways. They express it by wretched sexual behavior, just completely reckless, wretched sexual behavior, gutter sexual behavior. And they express it by LGBT behavior. Understand something. I've been saying this for over a decade. If you got a chick with a high body count, there's a woman in there somewhere. Fellas sit up here and ask your chick about a body count. I'm like, dude, if your chick done laid up with 24 dudes, there's a chick or two in there too. She's just open for everybody. Right. She's not gonna admit it, but there's a broad in there. There's another girl in there. And what I'm telling you is that females who do that, they were raised in households with women who they saw getting down with other women. And by getting down with other women, I'm not talking about necessarily, a steady relationship. If your daughters see a bunch of over-sexualization, mama had a girlfriend she was kissing on at some point. If your daughter sees mom kissing on another female, just understand your daughter is going to be like, oh, it's all, the gloves are off, no holds barred, anything goes when your daughter enters the sexual marketplace. So if your daughter watches mom do that, look for her to do a bunch of this kind of stuff too.
I actually work with a female that her and her mother are both bisexual. They both bisexual. And I'm like, how did that happen?
When you are a female who has, when you are raised by broken, damaged, disaffected women who cannot have a productive, balanced, healthy relationship with any man, including their father, then by definition, what you're creating is the Isle of Lesbos. And now these females have only dysfunctional relationships. I didn't say dysfunctional relationships with men. Notice I didn't say that. These females will now have nothing but dysfunctional relationships because, as you know, the dysfunction in LGBT relationships is off the charts. So when you've got a female who's been out here trisexualing, she's inherited the family business. The mother and the aunts, these are just females who've never learned to get along with men. They're only stuck with other women. That's a female psyche is broken when you start seeing that kind of family dynamic. That's a female psyche that's broken. The whole psyche is broken. And now that broken psyche chick got kids. The whole psyche is broken now, but she's got children. And those children out here, and now they're replicating what they've seen. And that's why, the contradictory behavior is not really contradictory. It is out of control sexuality that has not been levered and has not been regulated in any way. So now they're showing up at the pride parades and they're trying to tell you something. By them showing up there with their kids, they're trying to tell you something. They're trying to tell me people touched on me when I was younger. That's what they're trying to tell you. Right. People touched on me when I was younger. Case in point, Tyler Perry. All these dudes out here claim they was gay and whatnot. Next thing you know, you find out, somebody was touching on you when you were a kid. And they never reconciled that. So when they get grown, they start telling themselves, well, maybe that's really what I am. And we have a quiet is kept among black females today. Quiet is kept. You got a bunch of black girls out here who have been touched on by other women, or should I say that they have had their space infringed on and encroached upon by grown women. We talk about the R. Kellys and the Ushers. Quiet, but nobody wants to talk about these black women who are out here encroaching on the space of adolescent and teenage girls. Then when you get to these colleges and these universities, it's off the chain when they get there.
Actually, I think a lot of these women are touching on their boys too, because you got a lot of gay males, young males here in Chicago, and I'm like, there's something going on in our household for this to be happening at this why. It's kind of like they hate because their son's father didn't want to be with them, so they're going to punish the father by destroying their sons.
Absolutely.
And that's what I see. I can see it because every time a woman always say, even online or whatever, like, my baby daddy is no good, nothing like that. I would always say something like, well, he's just a male version of you.
Well, I mean, here's the issue. When you hear those kind of things happen, though, first thing is, okay, you can't talk bad about your baby's father because, number one, he's not here to defend himself. I'm sure he's probably got some choice words about you. So this is a one-way attack. Number one, I'm not going to listen to you because he's not here to defend himself. But number two, even if every word you said was absolutely true, you chose him. So very clearly, it was good enough for you to get pregnant by him. Now you want to say it was bad. It couldn't have been that bad if you got pregnant by him. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Caller from area code 424. Hello, Ash.
Yes, I'm back. And how am I a tether? I'm 100% Black American.
Where's that?
Sides,
where's that accent from? Where's that accent from?
Always resulting to info.
Where's that accent from?
I'm 100% Black American. My people is from Georgia and South Carolina.
Not with that accent. Not with that accent. You ain't got
I have the accent. You have one too. What are you, Bahamian? I have the accent. I'm a tether. Everybody who has a little bit of constructive criticism is a tether.
Ma'am, I would say you're from Gambia, but I think it's Gumboya. Ma'am, where is that accent from?
Gambia.
Do you realize that you're disrespecting your homeland by not claiming it? Do you realize that's really low?
100% Black American. My people from Georgia, like, lineage goes back years and years and years.
Your lineage goes back years and years to 2016. I'm sure it goes back years and years. There. So, ma'am, so you're not going to claim your family. You're not going to claim the homeland. You're not going to claim any of it.
Where would my family be from? Where would my family be from? Like,
well, ma'am, okay.
Be serious. Let's get back to business.
Man, we are back on business here, man, because it explains why you hate black men and why you don't think black children need a black father. So where are you from originally?
I do not hate black men. I love my father. I love my grandfather. They're providers. They're leaders. I do hate black men who punch down on black women and not uplift them. Like,
your accent is poking its head back out again. Ma'am, do I need to call Sally Struthers and find out which camp you were in? Can you just say where you were from?
Not which camp, 100%. My family has fought in every war, like.
Okay, 100%. Man, they fought in every war. Did they fight in the war at Church's Chicken? Come on now, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Where are your folks from?
My folks are from Georgia.
Okay, ma'am, there is no Georgia in Kenya. Where are your people from?
Not Kenya. Like, why would I be a tether? Like, really,
ma'am, you don't have a choice in the matter. You don't have a choice in the matter, and we're not penalizing you for it. Can you just go ahead and be honest?
Why would I be a tether though? Like, I'm 100% Black American.
Okay,
why would I lie about
you said your people were from Georgia?
Yes, in South Carolina.
Where at in what city in South Carolina?
I believe Benton.
You believe? So you don't know where. You don't know where your folks are. We are from South Carolina for decades. We are from South Carolina for years and years. Where at in South Carolina? Ooh, I don't know.
That's literally not how I sound. My people, then they went to New York. You know, that's why I have the.
There you go. So Caribbean, yeah. She's of Caribbean descent. Caribbean. I don't want to claim them. This is how low that is, baby. You are disgracing your whole
Why
people.
would I not think about that? Like, you can ask me any question now. I'll be able to answer it because I'm Black American from the soil.
Yeah, that's why that's why your people are from somewhere in South Carolina. Where at? Ooh, I don't know. Where they at from in Georgia?
Like, that's my 1800 ancestors. My 1900 ancestors are from Jersey, upstate New York. Yeah.
You can't. 1900 ancestors from Jersey. Okay, ma'am. The greatest argument I can think of right now against Eboni K Williams is you are supporting her.
Mm-hmm.
This is the biggest argument I can see against her. Is you're her support. You won't even claim where you're from.
I'm not her supporter. I just feel like we shouldn't call her names, call her out of her name.
Ma'am,
like,
you won't even claim where your people are
and
from.
I could call them names.
You won't even claim where you don't even claim where your people are from. Who are you to talk about you won't even claim where your people are from.
You're trying to like gaslight me into saying I'm not Black American, and I'm 100% like Black American. I literally like am not an immigrant.
Okay, y'all. So what she's telling us is that she's from St. Croix, South Carolina. That's what she's telling us.
She's from St. Croix. Of
she's
course.
from Cape
like,
Verde. She's from Cape Verde in South Carolina.
Like, be serious. I'm 100% Black American, Asulani. Do you even, like, are you even Black American? Where's your paperwork at?
Ma'am, my paperwork is sitting right next to your mama's green card. Come over here and get it.
My mom's green card, that's so crazy because I've been here before the 1800s. 100% not an immigrant. Like,
you've been here before the 1800s.
Yes, my ancestors are my people. Like, do I sound like?
And where did your ancestors originally come from?
Well, originally, don't we all come from Africa?
No, ma'am, not necessarily. No, so you're failing it. You're failing the tether test. You're failing the tether test already. You're failing the tether test already, ma'am. You're failing the tether test already. Big fat L. You're already failing it. You don't even know what lie to tell. You don't even know the right lie to tell.
I'm literally not.
You literally do not know the right lie you're supposed to tell. She doesn't know which lie she's supposed to tell. She's trying to make this up on the fly and don't know how to lie.
I know New York is like heavy immigrant, but like I'm literally not an immigrant. Like,
okay, ma'am, just understand. Just understand because of all this lying you're doing tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call up Sally Struthers and feed the children. I'm going to see if I can find that camp that you came from over there in Ethiopia. I'm going to slap the rice out of your cousin's hands over there. I'm going to go back, ma'am. I'm going to get on a plane. Me and Sally Struthers are going to go back to the camp y'all came from. I'm going to slap the rice out your cousin's hands and tell them, look here, since Ash don't want to own y'all and Ash don't want to claim y'all, I came over here to let you know we are displeased because Ash will not claim y'all. Now she's in California smelling up the environment. So Ash, when you can claim your people, give us a call back when you have the courage to claim your people. Do not pretend to be one of us. If y'all sit here and see Sally Struthers one of these evenings, she's sitting there wondering, this is Mbunke. Say hello, Mbunke. Hi. He hasn't eaten in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. But for you, for just 2 pennies a day, he can have a bowl of rice and a loaf of bread and a bottle of Coca-Cola and maybe some filet mignon on Thursdays. 2 cents, Sally? Yes. We got the hookup. Okay. All right, let me wait till he get ready to chomp on it good. He's like, oh, finally, I get to eat some right here. So, put that down. Mbunke, Ash sends her regards. Put that damn bowl down. Call her up. Get your little cell phone out. Get your little track phone out. Call your cousin Ash and tell her to start claiming y'all. Miss Struthers. Miss Struthers. Caller from area code 504. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good evening, Jason. This is G from New Orleans.
G from New Orleans. What's on your mind?
How you doing, brother? I got it's a question, comment overlap, but have you noticed all of these women who come on television, like Eboni K Williams, Oprah Winfrey, Gail King, all of them, you ever notice, are same type of relationships with men. They're not married, and they want to give women advice on being single and how they can have motherhood.
Yeah, I mean, that's narcissism. She is in no position to tell anybody about how to get pregnant, much less about being motherly, because there are no men who know her personally vouching for her motherly skills. So what you've entered is this ultra narcissistic era that's really only powered by social media. Social media just gathers together like-minded people or similar people, and that's a great thing, unless, what if social media is gathering together a bunch of failures? Now what?
Yeah, but and the thing too, this is the same woman who said she wouldn't date a bus driver unless he owned the bus company, but yet she was in a relationship with a white billionaire and he didn't even want her ass. So I fail to see how I can honestly see how she's going to be a good mother to, on top of that, she can keep a man. She couldn't keep a rich one.
She hasn't been able to keep one, period. What she has done, she ticked off the whole nation full of men and hers. So yeah, right now, she better just grab whatever the hell she can, because there are no men there are certainly no, what she really means is she wants another dude like Zaddy. And she's been telling herself how valuable she is. And now she has to face the brutal reality that men don't see you nearly as valuable as you tell your narcissistic self you are. You can tell yourself you're that valuable, but the men are showing you that they're not going to play along with it. Thank you very much for giving us a call. Let me get caller America 202. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Jason? This Jay from calling out of D.C.
All right, Jay, I just see what's on your mind.
2 questions to ask. Yeah, I just thought, it would be real ironic if the sperm that she got was from a bus driver or an Uber driver.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah, that'd be very ironic. And really, I just wanted to ask you one more question before I let you go. Did you see the Fresh and Misfit with the bedwenches, the Haitian bedwenches? They were over there bunned up with
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I heard about it, but like I say, I mean, it's more baboonery from them at this point right now. I mean, the only thing they haven't done is, put a watermelon on their heads and, sing the Ku Klux Klan anthem.
He literally put a Klan hat on his head.
I imagine, like I say, at this point, and YouTube allows it. By the way, now YouTube interrupts our channel and messes us and censors us and things, but YouTube, that's okay on YouTube, by the way. That's okay on YouTube. Thank you very much for giving us a call. Look, folks, when you go to a zoo, when I go to the zoo, I'm not surprised to see the animals sniffing each other's rear ends. I'm not surprised to see the animals flinging their body waste at each other. When I go to a zoo, I'm not surprised to see the animals acting like animals. I'm not. It's not breaking news. You're at a zoo. This is the wildlife. They're doing what wildlife does. Caller from area code 951. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, this is David from San Bernardino, California.
All right, David from San Bernardino. What's on your mind?
Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just want to let you know that I'm one of those men that is approached by a lot of these women, and these women they're just crazy. They make no logical sense. I have green eyes, and can't tell you, I've had thousands of them come to me simply because they wanted to have a green-eyed baby. And I've had to tell these women, no, you're not. I said, that baby is part of mine. I'm going to have a say-so in their life. I said, I'm not letting you take my black son and do God knows what to him, or you and your lesbian lover. And these are mostly educated women. They got their big degrees, but they talking this craziness of when it comes to taking a child, raising them by themselves. It's like you said, it's the epitome of narcissism. that, they can do anything. And
well, I mean, because
like,
what you're dealing with is not just narcissism, you are also dealing with barbarism. We need to call that for what it is. That's barbaric behavior. Treating children like they're pets, like they are possessions and not people. This is barbarous behavior. This is inhuman behavior. And you have, this is what I was saying here before about appealing to vanity. You've got individuals who have signed on for debased, inhuman behavior. They've signed on for it. You see, you can hang out with Neanderthals. You can hang out with barbarians so long that you become one. You can sit there and be in their environment for so long that you start to become one of them. And I submit to you that that's what you're seeing here, is they've been in that environment for so long, they are now subhuman, and they now identify with the vermin. They don't identify with humanity anymore. They don't identify with civilized man anymore. They identify with the vermin now. They identify with the degenerates now. They identify with them. So just recognize what you're seeing there. It's not accidental.
He hit it on the head. And, these are the same women that are running around talking about where are all the good men at? All the good black men. Well, I'm telling you, we're hiding from women like them.
Oh, they know.
That's what
Let's be very, very clear. They already know that. Look, the bottom line is they have been part of vanity and narcissism is your expectation. I didn't say belief. Expectation that you have a right to an unfair deal. Now, to rational people, that makes no sense. But narcissism, in their minds, it makes perfect sense for them to insist on getting an unfair deal. That they get far more value from you than you get from them, because they're like, well, I'm just valuable for being here. So in their minds, that makes perfect sense to have something like that. So with this, these women are not delusional about their lack of value, but what they're saying is, my value shouldn't matter. I want this and I should get it anyway. Now, when you're dealing with someone like that, that's barbarism. What did the Vikings do? If they wanted your daughter, they busted you over the head or cut your throat, threw her over their shoulder, and walked off with her. These are the modern day Vandals and Vikings. Thank you very much for giving us a call. I'm going to get one more caller here. Let me get caller from area code 862. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good evening, Jason. This is Jonathan Edwards from Asheboro, North Carolina. How you doing tonight?
All right, brother. What's on your mind?
You've been beating them in the head with some real solid game tonight, bro. I mean, these women have now gotten to the point where they've actually bought into the idea of a child being a singular possession, where a man has absolutely no input other than just DNA. But these are supposed to be intelligent people who know that the outcomes for children, regardless of the mother's economic situation, is going to be far worse without a father than it would be with one.
Absolutely, but in the mind of the narcissist, but in the mind of the narcissist, they think that the value that they give is simply their presence. Eboni K Williams is a narcissist, so in her mind, the child is going to have something more valuable than money. They're going to have her.
Well, yeah, and she's had a propped up value because of, let's just call it what it is, a B-level billionaire.
No. Ebony had this elevated idea of herself long before there. Long before that. Ebony has mentioned this before. She's always considered herself to be the smart kid in class. She's always considered herself to be the little smart black female. And so there are individuals who can hear those words, that you're the smart kid in class, and they can still remain objective and humble. Then you got others, and it just turns them into a stark, raving, narcissistic lunatic that now is like, yes, I'm a goddess. So for me, when I was in school and folks said that to me, I was just like, okay, well, I can read well. Congratulations. Why can't everybody? Eboni K Williams did not hear you can read well, you're articulate. She heard you're a goddess. And now imagine how it's broken her psyche that she's made it to middle age, and the men do not consider her. The men have spoken in one unified voice. You're no goddess. So now she's attempting to redeem her broken, busted psyche because you have no men to follow through on this. Because you see, if you're a valuable woman, men are trying to carry on their genetic legacy with you. In her case, she's looking at Bushika and Angelique and the rest of them. I'm supposed to have my pick of the best, most valuable, most accomplished men. I'm supposed to have the pick of the litter. And I don't have that. So you see, that's destroyed her psyche and her worldview because reality and rubber met the road. And she couldn't make good on her narcissistic ideal in her head that this is what my value is. Now the world is making it clear to her, we don't care what you think of yourself. Here's your value. So now she's doing the only thing she can. Well, I'm going to strike back at you. You men say I shouldn't be able to carry on my genes. Well, I'm going to do it anyway by hook or by crook. And not only am I going to do that, why, I'm going to infect as many other women as I can too. You've seen this behavior before. You saw this before with Tarana Burke. You saw this with Oprah Winfrey. Yep. You saw this with Alice Walker. Yep. A bunch of unwantable, utterly undesirable women who decided, damn it, if you men will have nothing to do with me, then I'm burning it all down. I'll let you have the last word.
100% solid, everything you just said. The one thing that I will say is that Ebony was probably a cute girl, probably a smart girl, probably very amenable in the beginning. But somewhere along the line, a bunch of these men and women of lower value bent over to her and said, this is our goddess. And they propped her up. And she got pushed forward into the media space as the next thing that was supposed to be coming. And then that didn't happen. So then she ended up getting into this, tumultuous relationship with this billionaire, which we all know he was just slumming. And then that gave her even more of the psych head trip for her to think that she was more valuable than she was. And then once the rubber hit the road when she made those comments, now it's, I'll show you. I'll have as many children as I want. I will go to a sperm donor, and I'm going to go out here and take another bunch of women who are failing just like me and create a whole clan.
Not only that, she's now showing that there's no level she won't stoop to because you're supposed to be embarrassed and humiliated for this to be happening, and she's just smiling through it. Thank you very much for giving us a call here. So like I say, she's so damaged now that she's like, you know what, screw it. I don't care how crazy I look. I don't care how stupid it looks. I don't care how insane it looks. I'm going to get you, sucker. That's the bad news. There is good news. There is good news to the brothers out there, to the fellas out there. Our stock is up. Our stock is up. Fellas, I've been saying it here forever. You need to control your damn sexuality. Our stock is up, man. We are in demand across the board. It is what it is. Our stock is up. We're the ones who have to treat it that way. Do not let some psycho crazy ass mama you might have had or some crazy ass relatives or a crazy ass place try to fool you into believing that you got lesser value. As black men, we have an intrinsic value. That they're fighting over your damn sperm like that, we have an intrinsic value because you can't get black babies anywhere except from us. You cannot get black babies anywhere except from us. We have an intrinsic value. But we have to start accepting and embracing that value in and of ourselves now. And in doing so, that's how you beat black feminism. That's how you turn back the tide. That's how you take control of the environment. Just the simple revolutionary act of a black man saying, you got to earn my sperm. I ain't got no bars. But the simple revolutionary act of a black man saying, baby, my sperm is valuable. I don't just pass that around like confetti. You don't get to just hand that around like some of them flyers for the latest local rapper that they stick under your windshield wiper in the parking lot at Walmart. You got to earn this. But see, there's the problem is so many black males think they don't have any value in and of themselves. You've let folk tell you have no value. This is why you got to get your money straight. You got to get your credit straight. You have to get your self-image straight. You can't have low self-esteem as a black man today. You are selling yourself too damn short. So when you talk about having kids, you think that you're worthless. And so you project and say, well, my kids are worthless too. It doesn't matter who has it. When you see intrinsic value in yourself, you treat yourself differently. But that is not something other people can give to black men. That is something that we must take for ourselves. We have to take that for ourselves. No one is going to give that to us, fellas. We're going to have to take it. Walk right up. Your dignity, your self-respect, your value. You walk up and you take it. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. If you are new here to the Black Channel, welcome to the Haven of Intelligent Black Thought. We do this every weekend. Click that red subscribe button. Click that yellow notification bell. Join us each and every time that we're here. If you haven't been to our website, blackchannelfilms.com, you want to go there and check out our groundbreaking best-selling documentary work, 7 a.m., Gentrified, Race War, all available on DVD and streaming. Go to blackchannelfilms.com. That is blackchannelfilms.com. I want to thank all of you for joining us here tonight. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to tonight's program on PayPal, CashApp, Super Chat, Venmo. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for allowing us to hold this program tonight to get everyone on the same page. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, black is the future, and the future is uncompromising.